You're watching New York's #1 news, Channel 7 Eyewitness News at noon, with David Navarro, Shirley Nallicott, and meteorologist Bill Evans. Now, Eyewitness News continues.
Our top stories this afternoon, the face of Subway restaurants, now at the center of a federal investigation. The FBI raided Jared Fogle's home this morning in Indianapolis. It comes 2 months after the director of Fogle's foundation was arrested on federal child pornography charges. So far, investigators have not officially connected the raid to the previous arrest.
The NYPD investigating another mugging in Central Park. A woman walking a dog around 7:30 this morning was robbed at West 106th Street and West Drive. The woman and dog were not hurt.
And new video coming out of manhole fires in Manhattan. You can see flames shooting out of this one just north of Penn Station. At this point, there are no reports of any injuries. A couple of buildings lost electricity, but the power has since been restored. And hello again, I'm Shirley Nallicott.
And I'm David Navarro. All new this half hour. Neighbors in Rockland County on edge, and you won't believe it, it's because of a cat.
And here's a picture of the wild feline. It's already attacked at least 2 people, and it is still roaming the area this afternoon.
We have Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis in Pearl River with more details on this story. Marcus.
And Dave and Charlene, this morning we have seen animal control and police officers patrolling this area. There are woods, but it is a quiet residential area where this feral, aggressive, and possibly rabid cat has attacked.
But it was the craziest thing. I was right here.
It's not the way Joe Saldano thought he would be wrapping up his 4th of July festivities, fighting off a feral cat. Saldano was cleaning up in his backyard when this black cat approached.
All of a sudden, the thing leaped at me. He started, hissing or whatever. So I kicked him, and he went down the driveway. He came running right back at me. I thought he was just going to run away.
Saldano says even after kicking the kitty a second time, the cat kept coming back. So he ran inside and took this picture when the animal planted itself outside of the door. Wouldn't go away.
Wouldn't go away. I was hitting the door, and every time I opened it, he was like he wanted to attack again. So finally I went upstairs to my bathroom window, and I, threw some cold water down at it, and he's been gone since.
But there have been other sightings in Pearl River, and one more serious attack. Eddie Drum's neighbor was bitten and scratched by the same feral feline.
Finally got it off after he said he looked at it. He said he saw blood in the cat's mouth, and he's like, it squared off again. And he's like, never saw a cat act like that.
And now that homeowner undergoing a series of rabies shots. Police yesterday put out a reverse 911 call reminding residents not to come in contact with the cat if spotted. Sounds easier said than done, but there haven't been sightings in the last couple of days, and animal control experts say it is possible that cat may have succumbed to rabies if it was indeed sick. We're live in Pearl River. Marcus Solis, Channel 7. Eyewitness News.
All right, Marcus, thanks. We're following some breaking news in South Carolina where federal officials say an F-16 fighter jet and a small plane collided midair in South Carolina. The FAA said in a statement that the fighter jet collided with a Cessna C-150 at around 11 a.m. The collision happened at about 11 miles north of Charleston. As soon as we get any new information, we will bring it into you. At this point, no word of any injuries, but we are tracking this story.
And we've got new information about the probe into New York State Senator John Sampson. Federal prosecutors released a video at his trial that shows the moment the Brooklyn Democrat knew he was caught in a sting. You can see how he slumps on the couch. Sampson is accused of embezzling funds through foreclosure deals and then trying to cover it up. The video was played for jurors last week.
New at noon, a sketch has just been released of a man wanted for mugging a person in a park on Long Island in the middle of the afternoon. Police say this man that we're going to show you right there and another man approached the victim in a park in Hicksville on Friday. Now, one of the men pointed a gun at the victim while the other went through the victim's pockets and stole money. Both suspects, they say, fled on bicycles.
We are hearing exclusively from the family of a teenage girl now recovering after being hit in the head by a stray bullet. It happened while the family was celebrating the 4th of July in Bloomingdale, New Jersey. The family was at a party on Morse Lake Saturday night when they heard gunshots, thinking it was someone setting off fireworks. The 15-year-old girl felt a pain in her head, and her parents rushed her to the hospital, not knowing she'd been shot.
The doctor came in and examined her and found there was this silver thing in her head, and it wound up to be a bullet.
The doctor at the hospital removed a 9mm bullet from her scalp. It had lodged itself so deep that nobody saw it.
The parents do not want their identities revealed because whoever fired the bullet has not yet been caught by police.
We now know the cause of a deadly fire we told you about yesterday in Brooklyn. Fire marshals say the fire accidentally started in a jumble of extension cords and power strips. One man who jumped from a third-floor window died of his injuries. 5 other people were injured. And reportedly, the New York Giants are withdrawing the $60 million long-term contract offer to Jason Pierre-Paul in the wake of his injury for playing with fireworks. The star defensive end recovering from serious fireworks injuries suffered over the weekend. According to these reports, Paul has injuries on his palm and 3 fingers. 1 finger may have nerve damage. The injury is not believed, however, to be career-threatening, but given his poor judgment, the team does not believe a long-term offer is in its best interest at the time.
Now to tragedy at a popular tourist site in Washington state. An ice cave collapses, killing 1 person and injuring 5 others. It happened east of Seattle at Big 4 Ice Caves. ABC's Mary Bruce has more details.
A place of serene beauty, now the site of horrific tragedy.
The search and rescue being advised for a possible partial collapse of the ice caves.
At least 1 person dead and 5 severely injured after a cave partially collapsed at this popular hiking destination outside Seattle.
Possible injuries, some subjects unconscious.
Rescuers racing overnight to free hikers trapped inside the massive 100-foot deep, 25-foot wide caves. Their operation hindered by the treacherous environment.
Because conditions of the ice are so dangerous at this point, teams from Everett Mountain Rescue and other search and rescue volunteers are looking at the conditions of the ice to see how safe it is before they go in.
18-year-old Chloe Jakubowski was exploring the area when the ice came crashing down.
We heard a large crack. I saw kind of a white blanket, ice kind of falling down, so I ended up crouching down behind the biggest ice rock boulder closest to me and stood up and looked around. The woman was unconscious.
Officials have long been concerned about the safety of the ice caves. Just look at this video taken 1 day before the fatal collapse. For weeks, temperatures have been unusually high in the Pacific Northwest, in the 80s and 90s, creating unsafe conditions. Officials have been warning tourists since May to stay away from the caves because of the unseasonably warm temperatures. Those caves have now been closed. In Washington, Mary Bruce, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
We've got some breaking news for you right now. In New Jersey, several people are trapped and stuck in an elevator at the Hudson-Bergen Light Rail Station in Union City. This is on Bergen Line Avenue and 48th Street. The North Hudson Regional Fire Department is on scene. They are trying to figure out how to get the people out of that elevator. If we get any more information, we'll bring it right to you.
Well, the Long Island Railroad's next generation of trains is going to be delayed because of a costly blunder. LIRR officials confirm they did not set aside enough space to fit federally mandated crash prevention equipment into 256 new trains, possibly increasing its cost and delaying its arrival. The trains were expected to roll out in 2018.
We want to turn now to meteorologist Bill Evans. He has the afternoon AccuWeather forecast. Bill.
All right, I just want to show you the radar. Showers and thunderstorms popping up here down the Jersey shore. Some showers and thunderstorms popping up here over eastern Pennsylvania, headed into western Jersey. So we're going to see more of this kind of popping up for the afternoon. 81 now at Bridgeport, 85 here at Paramus, and look at this, 88 degrees right around Morristown. Always a warm spot here in this valley and here around Morristown where that heat kind of collects across the area. One thing's for certain, we've got this southerly wind that keeps pumping up the moisture for the afternoon. So we're going to be looking at that 83, 85 number in the park with a shower and thunderstorm starting to pop up this afternoon. Once the sun goes down, they go away. Here's the heat index for the afternoon. Going to be around 96 in Morristown for the real feel, 91, 95 down the shore. And then once again, we'll have that tomorrow afternoon. Low 90s to around 90 is going to be the real feel tomorrow with some more thunderstorms that will be popping up into the afternoon. It'll be a kind of a muggy day. Then we're going to kind of cool off as we go toward Thursday. Boating this afternoon or going to the beach. Moderate rip current risk at the beaches on the south-facing shores with that southerly wind coming in, but a good day to boat out in the Atlantic. We'll talk more about the weekend coming up. David, Charlene, back to you.
All right.
Looking forward to
Always
it.
a good day to vote. All right, we're going to have the latest battle on the campaign trail this afternoon. A matchup between two Democratic contenders heating up. We'll have more about why Hillary Clinton's campaign may be worried.
Plus, the man arrested after a high-flying publicity stunt. He attached a lawn chair to helium balloons, and now we are hearing from him about this dangerous fall.